Let's talk about this week. No room for an intro. Let's just get right into it. New opening in ED, number 6, our final opening in ED. Our ED is fine. It's a cute song. The pictures associated with it are cute. It's eye-appealing. I don't really pay attention to the ED much just because, honestly, I'm usually just in awe of what I just saw and just thinking about that, not really paying attention, just waiting for the episode preview. But it's cute. It's fun. It once again reiterates Yugioh's the best character. The OP, I don't like the first half. I much prefer the second half, which is ironic because with the 5th opening, I hated the second half and loved the first half. So take that for what it is. It's fine. I just don't really care for all the English. Also, visually, I think there's too much going on. It's not very nice to look at, especially with reminding us who's Fusion, who's Xyz, who's Synchro. We know by this point we don't need that. And also, a lot of people are pointing out that you see the silhouettes of most likely who were the original boy and girls who got split into the different dimension children. I'm not going to talk about that this week because we all figured it was something like that, so what's there really to say? We'll talk about that next week. Most likely when they get revealed, which is what it looks like is going to happen. As for the episode itself, okay, I have 2 complaints. First up, the CGI is really getting on my nerves. Why? Because that scene where Yuto goes to jump for an action card, he jumps on Dark Rebellion. He clearly didn't jump on Dark Rebellion. It's just being made to look like that. Very obviously what happened is they drew the scene, and then they weren't told what Dark Rebellion is really going to look like at that moment, so they just kind of get one with a rough idea, and it fails miserably. I know this sounds petty, but I really don't like the CGI integration. The problem with it is that it just doesn't look nice. They started it with Zale, and look, for a show that does like 48 or 50 episodes a year to maintain the animation quality Yu-Gi-Oh has is pretty remarkable. So having to cut some corners every now and again, I understand. But the thing is, the CG is just horrible to look at. It was okay on Utopia because Utopia was kind of a mech, so it had a very simple, easy-to-do design. But when you get something like Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon, who's just got a million things going on its body, it just looks bad. Like, it just looks like a mess, and it's been an issue I've had since episode 1. But the thing is that in this episode, it was just sort of, it took me out of the whole thing because the CG just doesn't feel like it belongs there. It's not interacting with the environment. Whenever you see one of them on CGI, it looks really bad. And the thing is that it just is pointless to me. Like, just give them the extra money. You're Yu-Gi-Oh! You're one of the biggest franchises on Earth. Give them the money. And look, I understand that that is probably how the people in the show see the monsters, as computer generated, but please, just enough. Complaint 2 kind of also does play a part in Complaint 1, and that is that I hated the scene where Parasite Fusioner went into Yuya's ear. Why? Because it was pointless. It was literally just to get us to the 24-minute mark, because it had no effect on the duel, because if you notice, Yuya didn't go into Berserk mode and summon Raging Dragon until the turn he drew the cards to do it. When the Parasite Fusioner went in his ear, it just was enough to kill it, and that was cheap, and it was dumb, and it also takes away a lot of the fear of Parasite Fusioner. What makes Parasite Fusioner scary is you can't stop it. It's this little thing that could get on you and just go in and hijack you, and it's horrifying. When we saw that one still image of it in Rin's brain, that was scary because we were building up the fear in it. When you have it that you have the potential of your main character getting controlled by this thing, and you just take that fear away, it takes away some of the intimidation. Now we know that nothing bad can really happen to Yuya because Berserk mode will always come in and protect him. Oh, he's about to be seriously hurt by another duelist. Berserk mode! These guys want to kill him. Berserk mode! He won't kill them. Berserk mode! Yuya's got the sniffles. Berserk mode! Yuya's hungry. Berserk mode orders him a pizza. Okay, those last 2 are not going to happen, but you get my point. I just think that it's getting sort of annoying that he really can't get hurt by anything, but Yuzu, who I would much rather follow than Yuya, does, and it's just sort of weird. Why don't the Yuzu girls have more protection, even though they seem to almost be stronger because they have more dimension powers? But again, it's just sort of, I know it's petty. Also, it didn't look nice. Like, it wasn't creepy. Like, I've said this before, whenever you get into stuff with brains or mind control, I get creeped out. Like Code Geass, the whole mind control thing in that irks me, even though I don't like that show. But the thing is that When we see Parasite Fusioner go into Yuya's head, it didn't look good. Parasite Fusioner looked like it was CG. The brain looked like Yuya's brain looked like that was CG as well, and it was weird because it was creepy seeing the thing crawl on there, and it's got like juices secreting from it, or maybe that's just brain juice. I don't know much about that stuff. I do know the brain cavity probably doesn't have enough space for this thing in it, but I don't know. I just thought that was the couple things that took me out of it. As for the rest of the episode, freaking amazing. Not a lot happened in terms of actual plot progression, but once Raging Dragon showed up, oh my god, the creepy music, the creepy atmosphere, the anger, the hate coming out of Yuya at that moment was just pure perfect storytelling. It was visually gorgeous, it sounded amazing, and what I loved about it was it felt unnatural. Like with Rebellion Dragon back in the day, it really felt like this was something out of everyone's control, and that was what was so scary about it. That no one really knew what was happening, everyone was just hoping they could make the best of it. And seeing Yuya lose it like that and attack them was very scary. I also liked the way Parasite Fusioner was used. It wasn't just a one card makes everything work. No, there's a genuine deck and strategy in place. Okay, it would be very situational in the real world, but for this goofy anime duel, I thought it worked really well. I liked how Fusioner kept going back and forth. It really felt like a key card to their decks, not just an add-in to make them seem creepier. And the animation on the girls stayed very creepy. I especially loved the scene when the doctor went and did that and talked to Yuya, because the thing is that we knew that something like that was going to happen. We didn't know what to degree it was, and a morbid part of me wishes it went even further, like the way he was touching her. It still sent a shiver down my spine, because the thing is, the way he's just holding her face and talking to her. I made that joke when we first met the character of, you wouldn't want to leave your child with this guy. I'm serious. Get these girls away from this guy. This is getting wrong. But it just felt unnatural and it was scary. And you see how it pushes Yuya to the edge like that. And I really loved that shot. It was just a beautiful, eerie scene. And it made what was already going to be an awesome summon and an awesome attack all the scarier, because you feel the emotion in it. You feel the grippingness of it. And then when we see the doctor with Yuzu by his side when Yuya gets up there, the thing is that this isn't like having a real actor try and look mindless. This is obviously just a drawing of a girl, and she's basically just background fodder. But the thing is that because we like this character so much, it feels all the more creepy seeing her just a soulless, mindless body for this guy to inappropriately touch, which really does feel like that's what's happening here. I just loved the way that was handled so much. Also, was it me, or did the doctor's office look kind of like the inside of a brain? But that really isn't that important. As for the Yuri scene of him fighting Sora, a lot of people in the comments section were actually disappointed we didn't get to see that duel. Considering how one-sided it was, I really didn't need to see it, and what we did see was great. I love how they kept the playfulness of Yuri, how much fun he has hurting people. I loved how unstoppable he was compared to Sora, because don't forget, Sora only did like 100 points of damage. That was really cool. I knew that the minute we saw the scene, Yuto's going to show up, because obviously we're not going to kill one of our main 6 characters. So obviously when Yugioh shows up, they're going to duel, so we don't need to see a duel that wasn't going to get finished anyways. But seeing that was really neat. Obviously they're going to duel, Yugioh's probably going to lose, and then Yuri and Yuya will duel, and then if I were to take a guess, Yuri will lose and go into Yuya, and that's when shit's going to go down. But I'm really excited. I thought it was a really well done, well executed episode. Some problems, but it's stuff that I feel like I would have had no matter what. But all in all, really good. What did you think in the comment section below? Does the CGI bother you? Is it just me being kind of an animation snob? Tell me that in the comments section below. And as for the TCG question of the week, there is none. And don't think it's because I wasn't prepared. I'm never prepared for that. It's because this week, the new anime season is really catching into gear. And I want to see if anyone... First up, I want to know what you guys are excited for the season. And I want to know if there's anything you want me to check out. Give a reason to. Don't just be like, watch this because we want you to suffer. If there's anything specific you want me to check out that you would want me to maybe do a video on in the future or a review of later, I really want to know. And before anyone suggests these, I am watching the second season of Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. I am planning to watch the new Digimon, just hasn't gotten around to it. I am also watching Hibike Euphonium Season 2, if anyone suggests that. But other than... Oh, and Bungo Stray Dogs Season 2 I'm going to watch. So if you've got anything you want me to see, put that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe so we can see where all this is going.